Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Scorpio, I hope you are doing well. This reading is all about your quantum jump and the idea that you are creating a new reality for yourself and entering into a new version of yourself, a new dimension of reality. As you are represented by the Death card in the Major Arcana, it seems fitting, especially for a Scorpio, to transform in that way. I wanted to show you the beautiful crystal that I have on my desk for this series of readings. It's called Super 7. It has 7 different crystals inside of it, and this beautiful kind of pocket druzy. It's flush on the outside, but there's depth, and it's like a little cave in there. And it's one of my oldest crystals. It's one of the oldest crystals that I have when I started collecting crystals, and it accesses the quantum realms, the violet flame, the psychic realms. So I wanted to have this powerful energy on my desk for you all. I'm going to be using a very brand new deck, Time Traveler's Oracle by Denise Lynn, and the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann for your reading today. So we're going to get the overall energy for Scorpio, please. For Scorpio. Number 13, which corresponds to the Death card. That is so beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. That is so beautiful. The word is flexibility. Number 13. It says, a prehistoric bamboo forest, Southeast Asia. Right? It's all about traveling's deck. So there are all of these locations. Wow, I cannot. This is a big deck, and I have pre-shuffled it. I just did 2 other readings, so the fact that your number came out, that is so, I'm so grateful. Thank you, Spirit. Flexibility. We can see here though, this tiger is beautiful. I think like a Bengal tiger is surrounded by this bamboo forest. Bamboo is kind of known for bending and not breaking. If you've ever planted bamboo, or ever thought about planting bamboo in your yard, a word of caution. The thing about bamboo is that it can be very invasive. Once you plant bamboo, it grows like wildfire, and it grows very thick, and it acts as a natural fencing, a natural, excuse me, barrier, but it can be very hard to get rid of, nearly impossible to get rid of. So there's something to it. Spirit wanted me to tell you that story. I mean, I have bamboo, but in pots. But Spirit wanted me to tell you that for some reason. It's almost like, be mindful of where you plant yourself. Like, be mindful of where you put down roots. Not to say don't put down roots, but be mindful of that, because you want to be in a place that allows for flexibility. So this could be talking about like a job situation, or perhaps a relationship where, you know, you need a lot of freedom. And so Spirit is bringing those to the fore. Flexibility. It's beautiful energy. I'm also noticing this is the sky in the background in the distance, but I'm noticing this patch of blue, kind of like for some reason that just represents optimism. It's like an opening. Optimism. Opportunity. Thank you, Spirit. So we'll find out with the tarot reading. So 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. Past, present, future, advice from Spirit. What messages do you have for Scorpio and their quantum jump, Spirit? For Scorpio, please. Wow, your cards are really like boom, 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 boom. It's like coming out, whoa, in short order. For Scorpio, please, Spirit. Okay. Wow, what's incredible, the last 2 cards in the advice from Spirit column are the exact 2 cards that Pisces got, but you got them in the opposite direction that they did. So we'll get to it when we get to it, but like, I thoroughly shuffled these decks, so the fact that it landed in the same spot, the same 2 cards, but yours are flipped up, that's significant to me. I'm not sure how yet, but it is. You may have Pisces placements or be dealing with a Pisces. So in the past position, I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. I hate to say it like this, and my uncle knows that I love him, my uncle who is in spirit. He had a pretty prominent stutter when he was alive, but he was a Scorpio. And he is my closest confidant and my closest ally in the spirit world. And I was so close to him in life, and sometimes I feel even closer to him since he's passed. But I was just reminded of him, and he was a Scorpio. So, but his name was Good Luck. So maybe that is the message, that you're going to experience good luck. In the past position, though, you might not have felt so. 10 of emotions, 10 of cups in the reverse. 10 of cups can talk about blissfulness, wish fulfillment, joy, satisfaction, everything, contentment, having to do with the heart space. But the card is in the reverse, so it's almost like getting so close, kind of seeing the finish line in sight, seeing the vision of what you wanted within your grasp, and then perhaps becoming confused by what it was that you were looking at. 7 of emotions, 7 of cups, being spoiled for choice, but in the sense that there's so many things to choose from that you perhaps ended up choosing nothing, or still in delay about what you want to choose. It causes this energy of 7 of emotions, it's confusion and pressure. I just heard the word pressure. The pressure to choose. That could be a difficult thing for you to have to choose. Maybe you like to have that flexibility between, like, not wanting to settle on just one thing, but rather wanting to have, maybe you like having a lot of choices, but in that sense, there could be, I just heard the word non-committal. You could have felt like you couldn't dedicate yourself to something to completion, and so it kind of left you lacking or left you hanging. Get a clarifier on that 10 of emotions in reverse. Two of inspiration. It's another, it's kind of weird, but it's like another way of saying the same thing. looking for direction. This card is all about directionality. There's this whole kind of blank canvas. What do we populate it with? What inhabits this blank canvas? What do we put there? What's the right thing? How do I want to represent myself is what I just heard. Where do we go from here? Is there a song called Where Do We Go From Here? I can't bring it in. I feel like New Kids on the Block sings it. It's like a song from my childhood. I don't know. It's like a teeny bopper song. It might resonate for somebody, but Two of Inspiration is like a fork in the road, and you having to sit at that fork in the road and decide which direction you're going to move into. So again, it's kind of Spirit saying the same thing in a different way. That maybe the choices that you did end up making didn't lead to your 10 of Cups. But I want to say to you, like, not all is lost, because just because we, you know, it's almost like I see you as this tiger, right? Like, we can go towards that opening there, or we can go deeper into the jungle. Either way, there's going to be an adventure. There's going to be adventure. That you don't have to lament the decisions that you make. I just said this in another, I did a daily poll, card poll, and I said in that reading that we make the best decisions we know how to make at the time that we make them. We have all the information. We take that information and we make a decision. And if it turns out to not be the most ideal decision in the long run, well, then we can look back on it and say, you know, I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson in that chapter of my life. And I've learned that lesson, and now I'm stepping into a new reality, right? Because in the present energy, the Hermit. So it's almost like that vast landscape is now filled with all of this vast desert. But it's a desert of knowledge. The sun's coming up over the horizon. The Hermit card is Virgo energy in the Major Arcana number 9. And it talks about gaining wisdom in solitude. That we are retreating for a time, that we have to go within to reflect on our lives. So right now you could be in a period of recuperation, rest, recharging, because I'm seeing the Four of Swords card. You don't have that here, but I see the Four of Swords in my mind, which is the recuperation card. Just taking a time out to reflect on the light and the dark within. Like, Hermit is a reference to the dark night of the soul, that we go through our spiritual awakening when we're in hermit mode. So truly you are going through a quantum jump right now, because when we go through spiritual awakening, it's inevitable. Sorry, I feel like I have like a hair on my nose. It's like bothering me. When the spiritual awakening happens, it's not just like, oh, you're jumping to another dimension. It's just like you're jumping into another universe, right? Like another... The old version of you ceases to exist. Not that there was anything wrong with that version. It's just that you learned all the lessons you needed to learn in that former version of yourself. Knight of Voices in the reverse, though. I feel this is a little impatient energy because it's almost like you want all the answers to come in. Nights always bring messages, and this one brings messages of truth and clarity. You just want to know everything already. But you don't know what you don't know, is what I just heard. You don't know what you don't know. Allow it to be a process. It will come eventually, but you're not ready in a way to hear everything all at the same time. You know, it's like, I'm going to use The Matrix as an example because it's just such a great example. The movie The Matrix. I hope that all of you have seen The Matrix. But if you haven't, there's a scene where the main character, he gets out of the Matrix, but he's learning how to use the Matrix. He's learning how to navigate the computer programming or whatever that creates the world of illusion. And so they stick this thing in the back of his head and they inject him with all of this knowledge, and it just, within seconds, he has an entire lifetime's worth of knowledge of how to fight, combat, military strategy or whatever. He just gets it all in a blink of an eye. And it's almost too much for the human brain to handle. And so Spirit is kind of giving that as this example, like you could be receiving light codes right now. I see this now as like downloads and light codes and information from Spirit, but they're not going to give you all of the information just yet because you're still processing, you're still absorbing. It's almost like if you're hit with so much information, you could potentially miss some really good nuggets. You could miss some really vital piece of information. Spirit wants to say, hold your horses. Be patient. Take it one day at a time. And I have a clarifier on the Knight of Voices in the reverse because I just want to get a hint. What does this Knight of Voices want to say? What does this Knight of Voices want to say? There's a card that's flipped over in the deck. Which one is it? Where is it, Spirit? Aha, it's right here. It's this one. The Empress in reverse. This is Taurus energy, number 3 in the Major Arcana. It's my favorite card in the deck. Remember, I'm saying the light codes, the downloads, jumping in other universes. It's a lot. It's a lot. The Empress is the power. She's the Queen of Queens. She's the power of all 4 queens. She's the master attractor. She's very abundant, very beautiful, very fertile, very creative. This card is in the reverse, and it's in the reverse for a reason. Like, the Empress knows what she can handle. But right now you're in hermit mode, so it's kind of like you're just now figuring out how to handle what it is that you can handle. And so it's almost like Spirit doesn't want to bombard you with too much, because too much sometimes is too much. I just saw in my brain Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Like, this one's too cold, this one's too hot, this one's just right. That could have some resonance for somebody, that story, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. In the future potential, 2 of materials in reverse, 2 of pentacles. So in the future potential, you're not going to be juggling too much anymore. You're going to prioritize something, because when we have this card, it's like we're juggling, we're wearing a lot of hats, lots of balls in the air. You know, we could just keep like this forever, but our arms are going to get tired. And it can talk about, in the upright, it can talk about having to put something down so that we can focus. We can focus our energy and our resources on something. And in the future potential. Spirit is showing me your focus now. What are you focused on? 8 of emotions. Walking away from something that no longer serves you. I love this particular 8 of emotions because it feels powerful, but it feels quiet. There's nobody else around. There's nothing else around between you and the great unknown. Think about the 8 of emotions, 8 of cups. You're walking away from a situation, but you don't know what you're going to walk towards. You just know you just know that you're walking towards something different. And you're fine with that. You're comfortable with the unknown. And maybe that is part of this realization that you're finally in a place where you trust yourself and you trust spirit enough to step away from something that doesn't serve you in order to walk towards the unknown. Because all possibilities exist. Let me get a clarifier for the 8 of emotions. I almost want to ask, this is what I want to ask. What spawned this, what is spawning this walking away? Spirit, why are they walking away? Why is Scorpio walking away? 6 of voices, 9 of inspiration in reverse. Wow. So this is a card of walking away. This is a card of moving away from choppy waters to calm waters. This is a card of the wounded warrior living to fight another day. 9 of inspiration, 9 of wands. 6 of voices, 6 of swords. You're tired. You're tired of dealing with the same old BS. You're tired. And it's just, nothing is there to serve you anymore. It's like it's almost like you stayed with it, you stayed in the game because that's what you thought you had to do, or that's what people told you you should do. You just maybe followed a lot of other people's advice, or you followed, it's like societal pressure or something, and you're just like, I'm tired. This place is like a circus. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I want to go to something calm. I want to step into something calm, towards something that could be potentially wonderful for me. I'm putting all of this mess down now. That's your future potential. And here in the outcome with advice from spirit, the same 2 cards that Pisces got, but they got them both in reverse and you got them both in the upright. The Hierophant card number 5 in the major arcana, Taurus energy, representing divine connection, higher commitment, higher level commitment. And the 3 of voices, 3 of swords, toughest card in the deck, heartache and heartbreak. When the card is in the upright, you're moving past this energy towards the 4 of swords, right? I told you, I saw the 4 of swords in my mind's eye, the rest and recuperation card, because you're releasing this pain, this hurt, this baggage, this disappointment. You've been carrying that for too long, right? Especially here. This is also can be a card of carrying something for too long, releasing it, moving on, stepping away from this sad energy, right? And communing with spirit, communing with yourself, and it's almost like, wow, okay. Communing with yourself, and then finding yourself standing in front of spirit. Spirit being not just outside of you, this entity outside of you, but it's almost like this is spirit, and like this is you within spirit. You are spirit. So like, let me try to clarify. In the Hermit energy, we're on that path of the dark night of the soul, where we have a reckoning within ourselves, spiritual reckoning. And then I see you stepping forward towards the divine, because you've had some revelations, like these are your own revelations. And so now you're saying, do my revelations coincide with spirit? And when you commune with spirit, what you find is the most pure and vulnerable version of yourself. Walking back towards the self. See all of this, like, it's all this looking up energy. Looking up, looking up, looking up. That's a beautiful reading. It's a lot about transformation. And Spirit is just wanting to remind you once again to go with the flow. You are a water sign. Allow these epiphanies, messages, questions, allow them to come in. Ponder them. Release them. You're going to discover a lot about yourself in this period of time. Come to new revelations, and through that process, elevate your consciousness. So that's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.